But in this regard, I think, Dr. Dennett, there are many leading thinkers in the field, including Nick Bostrom or Stuart Russell, who've raised concerns that superintelligent AI systems may represent a power hazard. And so could there, maybe through this new approach, could there be an existential risk to humanity, and if they've been developed but not aligned with human values and ethics?
Absolutely.
And from your perspective, what level of cognitive capacity might an AI system's capability start representing as an existential threat?
Well, I think it's true. It's an existential risk, and it's already starting. And long before AI becomes as wonderful as its makers proclaim and predict, it's already, right now, it may in fact be too late. It's on the cusp of doing a huge amount of damage. And the damage it's doing is because human beings are, we might say, suckers for rationality. If they encounter an interactor that seems to be making sense, they make as much sense as they can of it, and they overestimate the powers of the thing that they're interacting with, and they think it's a real person. We've seen examples of this already. So counterfeit people is what I call them. They're extremely dangerous. They're more dangerous than counterfeit money. And for thousands of years, nations have realized that counterfeit money is a very serious risk. Counterfeit people are a much more serious risk. And the reason it's a much more serious risk is that it can destroy trust. And trust is one of the key features of civilization. It's why we dare to go out in public among all these autonomous agents, is we trust they're not trying to hurt us. Sometimes they are, but we have managed to civilize ourselves to the point where the ambient trust, when you walk into a store, when you get into a cab, when you go to your doctor, the ambient trust is a key feature, only recently truly recognized for how important it is. And counterfeit people can destroy that. And that's very, and not only that, is that they can also reproduce. So we are about to have, remember the story of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. We're about to have a pandemic of smart rooms, and we're not going to be able to control them. And that's a great danger.
In this regard to counterfeit people, I'm familiar with your argument on the subject of these sort of models we're seeing that represent people or figures, public figures that aren't exactly real, saying things that aren't exactly accurate. And this trust is the big issue. But Riccardo, in your terms of developing agents that can be aligned with human aspects, is there a way to model sort of these masked things such as trust, or how can we, what are systems headed towards in terms of aligning a physical model or an agent with human-like capabilities such as trust?
Right. So current alignment techniques primarily rely on human supervision. The problem is that as these models become kind of superhuman or above human, or even to general intelligence, humans won't be able to probably reliably supervise their outputs. So for example, I mean, we discussed this last time as well, an AGI, an artificial superintelligence, could generate a series of actions and planning. It's too complicated for humans to be actually able to fully understand, basically, for instance, also the consequences, right? So I think that solving this problem will be crucial as models get better, especially if they go near some of these cognitive thresholds, especially in order, if you want to deploy like useful AGI models and systems in the future, you will need, I think, an unambiguous kind of solution to the alignment question. So you'll probably need an alignment layer And that's where I see also the role of political institutions playing a more kind of like comprehensive and involved role in deploying the systems in the future. And then there is also the question, I mean, counterfeit agents, counterfeit people, AI systems are certainly a threat to especially our political institutions, political preferences, elections, democracy, etc. But I think that the greatest existential threat is going to come from above human AI models, and our fundamental inability to truly understand how they work as it stands with deep learning techniques. And we have mechanistic interpretability in these other research directions that are helping us, at least early efforts towards like solving and understanding more what is actually happening inside these kind of black boxes. But at the same time, we don't have a comprehensive and unambiguous answer to the alarming question right now. And I think that's really where we have to work on hard in the next years.